Happy Wednesday, everyone. Yep, Aussie dollar. So what you're looking at right now, okay, is the trade idea being fired out on September 17. Okay, so US retail sales in August surprised the market. So as we already know, okay, early on this month, okay, the Reserve Bank of Australia actually carried out a dovish tapering. Okay, so that actually led to the weakening of Australian dollar. All right, and I think it was like 2 weeks later or something that the Bureau of Labor the Australian Bureau of Labor Statistics, okay, actually released a pretty poor employment report. Okay, I think there was some 143 or 146,000 jobs being lost. Okay, so that actually led to a further weakening. All right, then comes the US retail sales. Okay, the market was actually expecting a decline in consumer spending, okay, in the US back in August. All right, however, to the surprise of many, okay, there was actually a rise by 0.7%, okay, in retail sales, in headline retail sales. Okay, core retail sales, if my memory never serves me wrong, I think it was about 1.4%. There was a 1.4% rise in core retail sales, okay, as opposed to a decline as well. Okay, so overall, the retail sales report actually mentioned that the main reason for this rise is because of the back to school shopping. Okay, I mean, like this period of time, students are going back to school. Okay, especially with the with schools starting to resume in-person classroom settings. Okay, in-person kind of education. All right, so because with the I would say the progress being made in the containment of the virus in the US, okay, so the economy is slowly opening up, schools are slowly starting to take back students into in-person learning. Okay, so that actually led to parents or students carrying out a lot of purchases in, I don't know, stationaries and things like that, right? So for what it's worth, there's actually an increase in online sales by 5.3%. All right, so with that surprise, I would say to a certain extent, surprising good retail sales figures coming out from the US, okay, that actually led to a strengthening in the US dollar. All right, so if we were to look at the chart, okay, we can see that over here, this yellow dotted line, okay, that was when the RBA carried out the dovish tapering, and you can see there's actually a weakening against the weakening of the Australian dollar against the US dollar. All right, then comes the poor Aussie jobs report. Okay, it further sends the Australian dollar down to the 0.73 handle. Now, at that point of time, it was actually testing it was actually testing the 0.73 handle, testing to break below. Okay, then the US retail sales data released, and I wasn't sure. Okay, I wasn't sure if this level is going to be broken, right? If it's going to be broken, then selling opportunities will be around for Australian dollar, which is why I fired out this trade idea, and I actually set a sell stop entry at 0.726. Okay, and yes, it actually hit the level, so triggered the sell level. But the thing is, okay, it was actually hovering around this entry level. In fact, it actually went back up to try to test to break above, okay, the 0.73 level. All right, but to no avail, right? Once over here, second time over here. So at the moment, okay, I'm still looking at a dovish Australian dollar, all right, and a strong US dollar. Okay, yes, yesterday's testimony did not really shed much of a light. Okay, it was actually on the COVID Act, COVID pandemic Act, Relief Act. All right, so there were discussions on debt ceiling. I think that one of the ECOFIN one of our Traders Club members was actually asking whether it will have an impact on US dollar. All right, for the I would say the testimony, okay, on the debt ceiling will it actually have an impact on the US dollar. At the moment, unlikely. Personally, I feel that it's unlikely because it's actually a ongoing discussion, okay, between the Treasury and the Congress, right? So until further decision has been made, has been carried out, unlikely that is going to cause much of an impact. All right. So, however, nonetheless, we actually heard from several members from the FOMC, yesterday, in their respective interviews and speeches and things like that, that they're starting to expect rate hikes in 2022. I think it was who is that? James Bullard or something. He actually expected he's actually expecting 2 interest rate hikes in 2022. So it's no surprise. It's no surprise from the recent FOMC meeting. I've already mentioned that the dot plot actually shows a very hawkish projection coming from the central bank, right? The Federal Reserve, in terms of an earlier rate hike or maybe more than 1 rate hike in 2022 or 2023. So it is not a surprise that all these members start to come out and say that I'm the one who projected twice or once rate hike in 2022 and so on and so forth. So with that, personally, I feel that the Australian dollar is going to continue to weaken against the US dollar, which is why this trade will, I'm still going to hold on to this trade and see how it goes. All right. So if there's any changes, actually there will be an RBA meeting, if I'm not wrong, next week or the week after next, all right, early of the month. So I will see how it goes. If I deem that it's better to close the trade for whatever profit we have at that moment, then I will inform you guys in the EcoFin platform and the Facebook group as well. All right.